Let's start things off in Fairfax County, Virginia, where two roads named for Confederate generals, Lee Highway and LeeJackson Highway, are set to be renamed by their route numbers, routes 29 and 50, respectively. Shout out to Fairfax for picking the safest names possible, because nobody's ever going to protest 29 or 50, other than maybe Ja Rule fans or Floyd Mayweather fans or Madonna fans or fans of The Wire, Lloyd Banks. Man, 50 Cent has a ton of enemies. Many men, many, many, many men. I thought they would go the opposite direction and name the roads after somebody that Confederate sympathizers would hate, like, say, the OJ Highway. But thankfully, Fairfax leaders are not that petty. Besides, replacing the name with their route number still manages to be petty while taking the high road at the same time. Kind of like when Khalees called out Beyonce for using her sample and Beyonce removed it from her song without responding in any way, and of course, post-dragging. Fairfax looked at Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson and said, "You won't break my soul. You won't break my soul. I'm renaming every highway." Congratulations to Fairfax County, by the way, because we don't need highways named after losers. If that were the case, we would have one named after the Commanders. I'm just kidding. But for real, try and win some games this year, because baseball was canceled. Let's head to D.C. for this next story, where Netflix has filed a lawsuit against the creators of the unofficial Bridgerton musical, which recently made its debut at the Kennedy Center, claiming the show's composers Abigail Barlow and Emily Baer are profiting off of Bridgerton without licensing from Netflix, Shondaland, or the author of the Bridgerton book, Julia Quinn. Netflix saw what Barlow and Baer were doing and said, "You do not know me, and rest assured, you never shall." According to the lawsuit, Netflix offered to negotiate a license with Barlow and Baer, but they refused, which is pretty bold considering the whole thing started from a TikTok video.
Okay, but what if Bridgerton was a musical? What a beautiful party. I'm looking up at the ceiling a lot. The chandelier is so sparkly. You never said sorry, guess you forgot. Or maybe you're not sorry at all. What a beautiful evening.
Now Abigail and Emily are whisper singing their way to federal court. These two won a Grammy with their Bridgerton tribute and charged up to $149 a seat for that Kennedy Center show. Yeah, it's time to run Netflix their coins. You can't just put unofficial in the title and then jack somebody else's creation. I know, the original name for open mic was the Unofficial Daily Show. I do want to have sympathy for them, but hey, I watch jokes get cut from this show every day, so the station won't get sued. I make it work, you can too. Now, I chose this last story because it manages to combine swine and cancel culture, two things which hopefully will stay apart long after this. Cracker Barrel restaurants are facing backlash for announcing on Facebook that customers could customize their breakfast plates and replace their proteins with Impossible plant-based sausage. And well, let me tell you, the comments section was in their feelings. People posted things like, "I lost respect for a once great Tennessee company." And oh no, the Cracker Barrel has gone woke. It really is the end of times. Who gets upset over options? I mean, really, who gets upset over options? Nobody's taking away your sausage. You're free to continue clogging your arteries till the good Lord calls you home. Cracker Barrel is a business. They're smart for getting plant-based money, along with the greasy money they already have. Anybody complaining about a Cracker Barrel adding Impossible sausage to the menu has clearly got too much free time and needs to go outside and touch some grass. I feel like I need to thank Cracker Barrel, not because I care about Impossible sausage, because that will never darken these lips, and let the kids at Walker Mill Middle tell it it's not possible to darken these lips, but because the comments in that post were hilarious. Who knew sausage enthusiasts were so passionate? I'm willing to bet this Cracker Barrel story ends up on Fox News with a headline like "The woke mob wants to take your breakfast." Great to see that passion from the sausage lovers. We didn't know they were physically capable of that. My favorite story, well, the funniest was definitely the angry Cracker Barrelers ranting over Impossible sausage on Facebook. It is the most get off my lawn story on the most get off my lawn social platform. But my favorite is Fairfax County renaming the highways, because I enjoy any time the Confederacy takes an L. In fact, has the Confederacy ever won? Ah, that's probably why they're coming for the history books. All right.